10. Vegetables seniors should never eat. Dear viewers, while leafy greens are often considered nutritional gold in every meal, for seniors, some vegetables can actually become a double-edged sword, if not chosen wisely. At an older age, the digestive system weakens, nutrient absorption decreases, and the body becomes more sensitive to certain natural compounds found in foods. Some vegetables may appear to be perfectly safe, many even labeled as superfoods, but they can quietly pose serious health risks for older adults, including indigestion, bloating, increased blood pressure, or a higher risk of kidney stones. That's why understanding your body and choosing the right vegetables isn't just about healthy eating. It's about long-term protection for your health. In today's video, as a nutrition expert, I'll walk you through 10 types of vegetables that older adults should limit or completely avoid, so that every meal can be not only tasty, but also safe and suitable for healthy aging. Green peas. As we grow older, meals become more than just a source of energy. They become a crucial part of maintaining health and preventing disease. One of the key dietary principles for seniors is choosing foods that are easy to digest, especially as the digestive system becomes more fragile. Surprisingly, some foods we assume are beneficial may carry hidden risks, and green peas are a prime example. Green peas are well known for being rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals. However, their high content of resistant starch and insoluble fiber can lead to bloating and indigestion, especially for seniors with sensitive digestive systems, a common condition in later years. Overconsumption, or improperly cooked peas, may lead to discomfort, loss of appetite, sleep disturbances, and an overall decline in wellness. So, should seniors eliminate green peas completely? Not necessarily. You can still enjoy them, in small portions and fully cooked. Proper preparation reduces resistant starch, making them easier to digest. Pairing peas with softer vegetables low in rough fiber can help balance digestion and improve nutrient absorption. Remember, a small choice at today's meal can make a big impact on your health tomorrow. For seniors, eating isn't just about living. It's about living well, joyfully, and with quality. Asparagus. Often praised as a superfood due to its rich supply of vitamins and antioxidants, asparagus is a favorite in many healthy diets. It's especially popular among older adults seeking to support immunity and cardiovascular health. However, behind its vibrant green color and nutritious reputation, asparagus can pose real concerns, particularly for those dealing with gout or kidney issues. Asparagus contains a relatively high level of purines, natural compounds that break down into uric acid in the body. Elevated uric acid can crystallize into urate stones, triggering painful gout attacks and contributing to uric acid kidney stones. While younger individuals may eliminate excess uric acid effectively, aging kidneys and liver often struggle with this process, making asparagus consumption potentially harmful if not moderated. Many seniors also take medications to manage gout or protect kidney function, and dietary missteps, like consuming too much asparagus, could worsen these conditions. So, for those with a history of gout, kidney stones, or metabolic disorders, asparagus may not be the nutrient-packed veggie it's assumed to be. This doesn't mean you must cut it out entirely. Seniors can still enjoy asparagus occasionally, in small servings, and never as a daily staple. If you have related health conditions, it's always wise to consult a healthcare provider before adding asparagus back into your meals. Caring for your health in old age is a long-term journey, and on that journey, every decision on your plate can influence how comfortably and joyfully you live each day. Eat smart, live strong. Corn. With its naturally sweet taste, pleasant aroma, and ability to keep you feeling full longer, corn is often seen as a healthy food choice. frequently used as a substitute for rice or as a light snack. However, few people realize that for older adults, especially those with digestive issues or diabetes, eating corn too often can turn into a double-edged sword when it comes to health. The first concern lies in corn's high starch content, which can significantly affect blood sugar levels. While corn doesn't taste as sweet as refined sugar, it still converts to glucose in the body, raising blood sugar levels, something individuals with diabetes or prediabetes must be cautious about. Additionally, the starch in corn is classified as resistant starch, meaning it takes longer to digest, which can lead to bloating and indigestion, especially in seniors with slower digestive function. Another overlooked issue is the tough outer skin of corn kernels, which is rich in insoluble fiber. If not chewed thoroughly or consumed in large amounts, it can put added pressure on the intestines. While younger people may not feel any significant effects, older adults with reduced enzyme activity and weakened intestinal function may experience bloating, constipation, or even prolonged abdominal discomfort. As a nutrition expert, my advice is clear. Seniors should limit their corn intake. If you choose to include it in your diet, eat it in small amounts. Opt for young corn, which is softer, and make sure it's fully cooked. Those managing diabetes or digestive disorders should consult a doctor or dietitian before making corn a regular part of their meals. Good senior health starts with small, smart choices, and knowing what's on your plate is one of the most effective ways to prevent chronic illness and promote long-term well-being. Mushrooms. For years, mushrooms have been celebrated as a nutritional gift from nature, rich in plant-based protein and antioxidants that help strengthen the immune system. However, for seniors, whose immune and digestive systems tend to weaken with age, mushrooms can pose significant health risks if not selected and prepared properly. Adverse reactions from eating the wrong type of mushroom or having an allergy to certain mushroom components are more common than people think. And unfortunately, there have been many regrettable cases caused by a simple lack of awareness. One reason mushrooms can be risky for older adults is their complex cellular structure, which is difficult to break down and digest, especially if they're undercooked. Additionally, the unusual proteins found in some mushrooms can trigger allergic reactions such as rashes, itching, or in more severe cases, shortness of breath and low blood pressure. Symptoms that can be dangerous for individuals with pre-existing conditions or compromised health. More alarmingly, wild mushrooms or unfamiliar varieties sold in unregulated markets can easily be mistaken for toxic species, leading to acute poisoning that may affect the liver, kidneys, or nervous system. That's why, as a nutritionist, I strongly recommend that seniors only consume mushrooms that are clearly labeled from reputable sources like grocery stores or certified suppliers. Always cook mushrooms thoroughly, never eat them raw or undercooked, to eliminate harmful substances. Furthermore, they should be eaten in moderation, not as a daily staple, particularly for those with a history of food allergies or digestive issues. Remember, maintaining good health in old age isn't just about adding superfoods to your diet. It's also about choosing and preparing foods in a safe and mindful way. Don't let a seemingly harmless ingredient become a hidden risk in your kitchen. Cabbage. Among the common vegetables found in a typical Vietnamese kitchen, cabbage is almost always present due to its high nutritional value, ease of preparation, and versatility in various dishes. However, for older adults, whose digestive systems are slowing down and whose endocrine health may be somewhat weakened, eating cabbage requires careful consideration. Not all greens are good for everyone, and not every food that is harmless for younger people is suitable for the elderly. While cabbage provides significant amounts of vitamin C, vitamin K, and antioxidants, it has one characteristic that often goes unnoticed. It can easily undergo fermentation in the stomach, producing gas and causing feelings of bloating, burping, and discomfort. This effect is especially pronounced in older adults, whose digestive systems are not as efficient, gut microbiota may be imbalanced, and food metabolism slows down. Eating cabbage raw or not cooking it thoroughly can force the stomach to work too hard, leading to post-meal heaviness and disrupting sleep. Additionally, cabbage contains goitrogens, compounds that can interfere with thyroid function by inhibiting the absorption of iodine. For those with pre-existing thyroid issues, particularly hypothyroidism, consuming large amounts of cabbage, especially raw or in fermented forms, can exacerbate the condition. This is something many older adults may not be aware of, as cabbage is often viewed as a completely safe food in daily diets. Therefore, my recommendation is to consume cabbage in moderation, prioritizing boiling or steaming to soften the fiber and reduce the effects of goitrogens. Avoid eating it raw if you or a loved one have digestive or thyroid issues. Taking care of senior health starts with the small things. Don't let misconceptions about food unintentionally reduce the quality of life for your loved ones. Eggplant. For older adults, eggplant presents some significant health risks if not prepared and consumed correctly. Many people assume that vegetables in general are harmless, but in reality, eggplant is one of the few foods that contains natural toxins if eaten improperly. Eggplant contains a compound called solanine, an alkaloid that can cause mild poisoning if it accumulates in the body. This compound is commonly found in plants from the nightshade family, particularly when the eggplant is not cooked thoroughly. For younger people, small amounts of solanine may not cause noticeable effects, but for older adults, who often have more sensitive digestive systems and weakened immune responses, eating undercooked eggplant can lead to nausea, bloating, and even mild digestive disturbances. Furthermore, eggplant has a strong ability to absorb oil, especially when fried. This can inadvertently make the dish high in fat, which is not ideal for older adults with cardiovascular issues, high cholesterol, or high blood pressure. Therefore, choosing the right cooking methods is essential to preserving the nutritional value of eggplant without harming health. The advice for older adults is clear. Never eat raw eggplant or undercook it. Instead, prefer cooking methods such as steaming, boiling, grilling, or braising with minimal oil. Also, eat it in moderation and avoid consuming it continuously for several days. Taking care of senior health isn't just about avoiding obviously dangerous foods. It's also about understanding the everyday ingredients in your meals. Sometimes, the simplest foods can have long-term effects if not consumed correctly. Potatoes. In the world of food, potatoes are often considered a national ingredient due to their convenience, high nutritional value, and versatility in pairing with a variety of dishes. Many people, particularly older adults, choose potatoes as a substitute for white rice because they offer a long-lasting feeling of fullness and a mild, natural sweetness. However, behind the seemingly harmless appearance of a potato lies potential risks that not everyone is aware of, especially as health begins to slow down in older age. First and foremost, it's important to understand that potatoes contain a large amount of starch, which, when consumed, is converted into glucose, a substance that can cause a sudden spike in blood sugar levels. This is extremely dangerous for those living with diabetes or at risk for metabolic diseases. Eating too many potatoes, especially when fried in oil, not only causes blood sugar fluctuations, but also contributes to an increase in bad cholesterol, which directly affects the cardiovascular and circulatory systems, already weakened by aging. Additionally, one of the biggest dangers from potatoes that many people overlook is when they start to sprout or turn green. At that point, potatoes produce solanine, a natural toxin that can cause food poisoning with symptoms such as nausea, stomach pain, dizziness, and in severe cases can be life-threatening if consumed in large quantities. The concern is that many older adults have a habit of stockpiling food for long periods and may not check their potatoes carefully before cooking, unknowingly incorporating toxin-laden potatoes into their meals. In terms of cooking methods, limit fried dishes as much as possible, and instead prioritize boiling, steaming, or baking to preserve nutritional value without adding excess unhealthy fats. Particularly, avoid using potatoes as a regular substitute for rice and instead incorporate a variety of lower starch vegetables to balance blood sugar levels. Remember, not every food is harmless just because it's common. For older adults, every choice at the dining table should be carefully considered. Sometimes, it's the most familiar foods that can subtly impact health when used improperly. Spinach. Spinach, also known as leaf beet, has long been recognized as a superfood due to its abundant nutrients. Rich in iron, calcium, vitamin A, vitamin C, and powerful antioxidants like lutein and beta-carotene, spinach is often recommended for healthy diets. However, it may not be suitable for everyone, particularly older adults, who are at a higher risk of kidney and metabolic diseases. For them, eating spinach improperly can not only fail to provide benefits, but can also pose health risks. One reason spinach needs to be considered carefully in older adults is its high oxalate, oxalic acid, content. Oxalates are natural compounds that can bind with calcium in the body, forming insoluble crystals. When accumulated over time, these crystals can develop into kidney stones, causing pain, urinary issues, and potentially serious damage to kidney function. This is a significant risk for those who have a history of kidney stones or existing kidney problems, conditions that are quite common in older adults. What is concerning is that many people are unaware of the connection between eating this healthy vegetable and the risk of kidney stones, so they continue consuming spinach daily, even in raw forms like smoothies or salads. In fact, overconsumption of spinach without proper preparation is a leading cause of oxalate buildup in the body, which can silently cause complications that older adults may not foresee. So, should older adults completely eliminate spinach from their diet? The answer is no, but the quantity and preparation method should be adjusted. Nutrition experts recommend blanching spinach in boiling water before eating to reduce excess oxalates. Additionally, spinach should only be consumed in moderation, not daily. Combining spinach with magnesium or citrate-rich foods like bananas, oranges, or lemons can also help reduce the formation of kidney stones in the urinary tract. Spinach is not harmful, but using it correctly is the key to protecting the long-term health of older adults. Kale. Kale has become a superstar in the world of healthy eating due to its outstanding nutritional content. From weight loss menus, eat clean dishes, to morning green smoothies, kale is becoming more and more popular and is widely trusted, especially among middle-aged and older adults. However, few realize that this seemingly perfect vegetable can pose a hidden risk if consumed incorrectly, especially for individuals with kidney or thyroid issues. In essence, kale contains a high amount of oxalates, a natural compound that can bind with calcium in the body to form insoluble crystals, potentially leading to the formation of kidney stones. For older adults, when kidney function begins to decline, and the body's ability to eliminate excess waste is not as effective as before, consuming large amounts of kale regularly can significantly increase the risk of kidney stones. This is particularly concerning for those with a history of kidney disease, urinary stones, or those on uncontrolled diets. But that's not all. Kale also contains goitrogens, compounds that can interfere with the thyroid's ability to absorb iodine, thus affecting thyroid hormone production. When consumed raw regularly, these compounds are not broken down and can disrupt thyroid activity, especially in older adults. An age group more likely to experience hypothyroidism, which is often undetected because symptoms are vague. Fatigue, cold extremities, and unexplained weight gain are sometimes not just signs of aging, but may be the result of long-term poor dietary choices. The advice for older adults is this: kale can still be included in the daily diet, but it should be prepared correctly. It's best to boil, steam, or lightly saute kale to reduce the amount of oxalates and goitrogens. Additionally, avoid eating it raw or using it repeatedly for several days in a row. If you have kidney or thyroid problems, consult a specialist before adding this vegetable to your diet. A balanced diet for older adults isn't just about getting enough nutrients, but also about understanding the body's limits and choosing the right foods at the right time and in the right way. With kale, a double-edged superfood, being mindful when choosing and preparing it is the key to making it a trusted companion for healthy aging. We've just gone over 10 seemingly familiar vegetables that, if not prepared correctly, can pose health risks for older adults. While each one has its own nutritional value, choosing and preparing food properly is crucial when dealing with a weakened digestive system, declining liver and kidney function, or chronic conditions like diabetes, kidney stones, or heart disease. As a nutritionist, I want to emphasize that no food is inherently bad. The key is eating the right foods in the right way and in the right amount. Always listen to your body. Consult a doctor if you have underlying health conditions, and don't hesitate to adjust your eating habits to better suit your current health status. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with more nutritional tips to protect your health and that of your loved ones. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.